Hey there, my name is Abdallah Imam and I'm a creative entrepreneur who has been in the UX design and product design industry for over 12 years. And I had the pleasure to design for companies such as Google and Apple. And in this video, I'm sharing some of the things that UX designers and product designers do that in my opinion it needs to stop and what to do instead. Thinking that you need to be the smartest person in the room. That is not absolutely true. Especially newcomers and new UX designers, they really think that they need to bring the best ideas and be the idea man, but not necessarily true. The good and best UX designers that I personally work with, they are really good at facilitating the design process. Maybe building and developing their own brainstorming session, workshops, design sprints, and be really good at getting these good ideas out of their tech team and facilitate the solution rather than coming up with the most amazing ideas. Stop copying designs from Drupal. Most designs on Drupal looks really great on paper, but doesn't provide a lot of user research, a lot of context and background, and most likely won't be really related to what you're building or designing. So just don't waste your time with it. Designers work with product managers all the time. It is important to build trust and a collaborative relationship with them and work well with them. However, don't forget that your main responsibility is to advocate for the user and support your users. So feel free to challenge your product managers and PRD's assumptions and build a solution that is best for your users. Mostly product managers and PRDs are really looking at the product, not only from the user perspective, but also from the business side of things and how we make money, which is of course important, but at the same time, your user is your main responsibility and you need to be there for them. So don't forget about that. This topic might be controversial, but stop wasting your time and effort on black and white wireframe. There was a time in the UX industry when we relied so heavily on UX design, black and white wireframes, and it made sense back then, maybe early in 2000 and 2010s, when there were no front-end design libraries or modern ways of doing things like we have today, or very strong design systems. Today, it's really no need to go spend so much time on black and white wireframes and have annotated wireframes when you can work with another developer in your team and maybe build a prototype with a design system in place or design library that exists and quickly get feedback. One of the things about black and white wireframes, users and stakeholders mostly don't really understand what's going on and what they're looking at. So it doesn't really work well for user testing either. So what the point of actually coming up with a very detailed black and white wireframes and then convert them to a very polished UI later on? I would instead focus on sketching more ideas and having more brainstorming sessions and workshops, and basically burn through ideas very quickly early on and take your sketches to some designs with a sort of like colors or some design system that is already in place, or also you can use a lot of the design systems that already exist out there. You can also have a conversation with your dev team on what is the design library or front-end library they are planning to use, and maybe use that as a starting point for yourself. So you don't have to start from scratch and you can focus on interaction design and just use the library to take care of the visual design, at least in the beginning when you don't have a lot of team members to work with you on it. One last thing and very important thing, I would say, stop pushing your UX design biased solution on your clients and your team. Maybe I've seen this more in the agency design settings, and it was a very well-known design and agency's practice is to show clients 3 ideas. One of them is really strong and the idea that you want them to choose, and the other two is really bad ideas, and basically they will refuse it. And that maybe worked back then or works in the design agencies because you want to get the client and you want them to pay for your designs. Unfortunately, also some UX designers still doing it in in-house design teams. So if you do your UX research and base your solutions on user data and feedback, you shouldn't really push for any designs from the first place. And it is also dishonest, and I think honesty is the best way for you as a designer and for your team and also for your users, because you're trying to get the best solution to your user, not necessarily just sell a design because you think is the best one. I really hope that was really helpful for you, and if you'd like me to elaborate more on one of these things and also make more videos like that, please let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.